Hi, this is Marvel Manny, and in today's video I'd like to do a run through and breakdown of Avengers Infinity War Trailer 2. This will include my ideas and theories of what may happen in the film.
The entire time I knew him, he only ever had one goal. To wipe out half the universe. If he gets all the Infinity Stones, he can do it with the snap of his fingers. Just like that.
Tell me his name again.
Thanos.
We got one advantage. He's coming to us. We have what Thanos wants, so that's what we'll use.
Let's talk about this plan of yours. I think it's good, except it sucks. So let me do the plan, and that way it might be really good.
Wow.
The end is near. When I'm done, half of humanity will still exist. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. I hope they remember you.
I'm Peter, by the way.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, you're using your made-up names. Then I am Spider-Man.
One of the first shots we get in the trailer is of Black Widow, Bruce Banner and War Machine looking up into the sky. This is most likely in Wakanda, and they're most likely looking at Outrider dropships landing, which will lead to the big fight. In the reflection of Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum's top window, we can see Thanos' ship moving through New York. This is the ship that we later see Iron Man and his bleeding edge armor fly towards, something I'm going to talk about later on in the video. We then get the same clip that we did in the first Infinity War trailer, which saw Thanos placing the Space Stone in the Infinity Gauntlet. He already has the Power Stone, and we can assume that we'll get a flashback of him and the Black Order invading Xandar, beating the Nova Corps, and retrieving the Power Stone. We can assume that this happens pretty early in the film and probably on Thor's ship. We then get this little clip of Gamora telling us that once he gathers all the stones, he could take out half the universe in the snap of his fingers, something that he's been aspiring to do for as long as Gamora has known him. Now this seems a bit like over-exaggeration, but in the actual Infinity Gauntlet comic, he snapped his fingers once he'd gathered all the stones and took out half the universe, which shows how terrifyingly powerful he is, as well as how crazy he is, and therefore he truly earns the title of the Mad Titan. Now, this little clip of Thanos taking his helmet off on Thor's ship happens just before he gets the Tesseract from Loki. As you can see on the Infinity Gauntlet, he's only got the Power Stone, so he still needs to get the Space Stone. I think this is what happens just after the end credits of Thor Ragnarok. We then get something that I think is really cool. Iron Man's bleeding edge armor's thrusters turning into some sort of jet and propelling him even faster towards Thanos' ship. I think this is really cool because I personally really like the bleeding edge armor and think it's one of his best. I really like how it can adapt and change to whatever he needs, a bit like Black Panther's nanotechnology in his suit. When Tony says that we know what Thanos wants and we can use that, it's kind of showing that there's now a general awareness of what the Infinity Stones are and how Thanos uses them. This is quite good because it kind of brings everything together after the last 10 years of Marvel movies, and I personally really like it because it's bringing not just the Earth level movies but the galaxy level movies as well. We then move on and see a sub-team of the Avengers arrive in Wakanda. This team consists of Captain America, Black Widow, Vision, Scarlet Witch, Bruce Banner, War Machine, and the Falcon. They will all contribute to the Wakanda fight, and they will join forces with Wakandan warriors as well as the Black Panthers, probably to fight off the Outriders and Thanos' initial invasion, whether or not it takes place on Titan first or on Wakanda first. Now, I think that this clip of Shuri inspecting Vision and the Mind Stone is because she's looking for a way to separate the two without killing Vision. This will probably be after the Black Order attack him and try to get the Mind Stone. So they're trying to find a safer way to separate the two, which means that Thanos won't have to kill Vision to get it. We also get a little clip of the Titan team, well, some of them anyway. We know that Doctor Strange will later be on the Titan team, but we haven't seen Gamora in the film as well, so I think she may also be on Titan, and she will have a final fight with Thanos. In the last trailer, I think we saw Nebula on Titan too, making the Titan team a lot bigger than that little clip we just saw. Heading back to Wakanda again, we can see the Avengers sub-team flying towards some objects in the distance. These objects are Outrider dropships landing in Wakanda, and will lead to the big fight that we see in the trailer with the Avengers fighting the Outriders. Now, I'm not sure if the Outriders will be the same as they were in the Infinity comic, but in the Infinity comic they were a race of genetically engineered humanoid creatures that had the sole purpose of serving their maker until they die. Thanos used them to scout for planets that had weak inhabitants and species that he could easily take over. Their powers include tactile telepathy, invisibility, density control, flight, and physical disruption. We then get a bit of a closer look at the Wakanda team going to the Outrider dropships, and as we can see, Bucky has a new vibranium arm. A lot of people are speculating that this is golden vibranium. Obviously, it does look like it has golden tints within it, but I think it's just going to be a vibranium arm that has more capabilities than its previous. Maybe something like an Iron Man arm or something along similar lines to that. We've also seen Bucky's new arm in the Entertainment Weekly Avengers Infinity War Special Edition covers, and it does look like it has some sort of gold lining in it. So it could in fact be a gold vibranium alloy that has more capabilities than the previous arm. But I guess we'll have to wait for more merchandise and the actual movie to find out. We then get this clip of the new Hulkbuster standing up with Falcon and War Machine flying in the background. We can assume that this is in the Wakandan battlefield, but the part I'm interested in is who's in the Hulkbuster. I believe that Bruce Banner is in the Hulkbuster, as shown by the Lego model above, and the fact that he was working on the hand. Also, we see Iron Man in the Bleeding Edge armor, so he wouldn't need the Hulkbuster, and he's fighting on Titan, not in Wakanda. A lot of people think that this is because Thanos scares the Hulk and causes him to transform back into Bruce Banner after being beaten, but I think I'm going to do my own little video on this anyway. We then get our first look at Thor, Rocket Raccoon, and Teen Groot. It looks as if they're in a dwarven forge ready to build Thor's new weapon for the film. I'm gathering this from the Lego set Thor's Weapon Quest, which features all three of them, as well as the clip in the first trailer which shows Thor to be pulling on two kind of levers. In this trailer we get to see a bit more of Titan, as well as Thanos' ship crash landing on Titan. I believe that on the ship we have Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Iron Man and potentially the Guardians, which leads to them fighting Thanos on Titan. We then get some sort of a flashback scene to Thanos attacking Gamora's home planet. On the outside of the screen we can see other green people with similar haircuts to Gamora, and the little girl walking with Thanos is obviously Gamora herself. In the comics they've always had a bit of a weird relationship dynamic due to Thanos showing the most love to Gamora. For example, they celebrated Christmas and he often treated her, those kind of things. So it would be quite nice to see a bit more of that history and see where everything changed. If it's true that to use the Soul Stone you must give the life of someone you love, this could mean that the flashbacks spell the end for Gamora, as Thanos cares about Gamora the most out of all of his children and can't really give up the life of Lady Death. We also get a little clip which just shows us how powerful Thanos actually is. He's quite easily overpowered Thor and has the upper hand in this situation. In this trailer we get a much better look at the Black Order. Going from left to right we have Proxima Midnight, Ebony Maw, Corvus Glaive and Black Dwarf, who for the purpose of this film has been called Cull Obsidian. Interestingly enough, Cull Obsidian is the other name given to the Black Order in the comics. We then get another scene which just demonstrates Thanos' pure strength, him crushing the Tesseract and gathering the Space Stone from within. Now I think that Loki ends up giving Thanos the Tesseract not in order to pay his debt, but in order to save Thor and the rest of the Asgardians on the ship. Because it looks like this happens first, and then Loki gives the cube to him, which Thanos breaks and puts into the gauntlet, which could in fact mean that we lose Loki in Infinity War as well. We now move on to the clip with Scarlet Witch sitting on the floor. I think this happens in the same place where we see her with Vision in the first trailer. I don't know who the person lying on the floor is, but we can see some sort of blue light. Scarlet Witch's power is indicated by the red light, and the person on the floor seems to be holding some sort of spear or staff, so it could really range from a few different characters. But the last part we see her look up in amazement or even in horror, but I guess we'll have to wait to see what it actually is. We then get this little clip of Doctor Strange being mentally tortured by Ebony Maw. We've had this in the comic before in Infinity, where sometimes it's not as much as torture as is manipulation or probing, and it could actually turn out that Maw tricked Strange into working for Thanos without him even knowing, as it's happened before in Infinity, where he served Thanos and didn't even know he was doing so. We then get another look at a major fight scene, which looks like it's the Battle of Wakanda, where most of the Avengers are fighting the Overriders with the Wakandan army. We see Falcon fly in, and we see the Hulkbuster get attacked, which could lead to Hulk coming back into the film, because if Bruce Banner's left out of the Hulkbuster, it's most likely that he would die just on his own, and if he dies, the Hulk will come out, or if he gets stressed enough, the Hulk will come out, or just even a natural instinct. We know from the previous trailer that the Hulk is in Wakanda and does fight in the final battle. We then get the clip of Thanos saying to Iron Man, "I hope they remember you," before jumping at him, ready to punch him. Iron Man's suit looks a bit damaged, and we don't know if it's permanently damaged or if it's going to repair itself. He also looks a bit angry and in pain, and this could be just before we lose someone in Infinity War, and just before the scenes in the first trailer of Spider-Man getting smacked into the ground and Tony holding someone or his own hand. We now get taken back to Wakanda, where Thanos tries to crush Captain America. The first thing I want to talk about is the gauntlet in this scene. It still appears to only have 2 of the 6 Infinity Stones, so whilst this may happen later on in the film, he still hasn't managed to gather all of them, and may have to gather the rest later in the film, or even in the second film. Now, at this point in the clip, we can more clearly see the Infinity Gauntlet and the 2 Infinity Stones it has. The 2 Infinity Stones being the Space Stone on the left, the blue one, and the Power Stone being the one on the right, the purple one. We also see Cap begin to struggle holding the gauntlet, but it still seems like he's got some sort of a fighting chance. Now, I really like this clip just because of the pure amazement on Thanos' face that someone could actually stop him. I think it shows how much he's underestimated the human race, but also shows how strong Captain America really is. Just because it takes a lot of force to stand up to Thanos, and even Hulk struggles in the comics. So to see him do this is quite cool. He's done it in the comics before as well, but sometimes it doesn't always go entirely well. It's going to be really interesting to see how this pans out afterwards. But I guess it'll be a very good fight. Now, this is a key moment within this scene because we see Captain America really start to struggle with holding Thanos' hand. He even starts screaming out, whether or not it's in pain or just to get himself amped up for it. Now, a lot of people commenting on how we see the vibranium shield on his right hand, but we didn't in the previous clips. And there may be a few reasons for this. It could be that it's not the same clip, or it happens earlier or later. But we've also got to remember we don't know exactly how these shields work, and whether or not they can come out from the straps on his hands, or whether they're just a shield that he puts on top. So whilst it has been under scrutiny, I guess we have to wait and see the actual movie before we, scrutinise it. We then get a quite good clip showing Spider-Man's skill, just of him swinging through rubble and explosions, going through different obstacles, and whilst it doesn't mean much, it's just another view of the Iron Spider, and gives us a true representation of how his skills have developed and grown from what we saw in Homecoming. So whilst it may seem insignificant, I think it does have some significance. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, don't hesitate to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. You can find my Twitter information in the description below, and you can follow me on Twitter for more updates on my videos. I'm going to try to get some more Infinity War related videos done. I currently have in the works what happens to Bruce and Hulk in the film, as well as other things like what the Lego means to the film, and I am planning on doing some Lego reviews once I purchase some of the sets. These should be coming later on in the week, or more likely later on in the month, or even at the beginning of next month. I've been Marvel Manny, and if you stuck around for this long, thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you in the next video.